you can play your UNC games on PC now.
Heck yeah, they can hide their fees again.
And framework, come on, man. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host.
I'm Reese.
We're going to be going over the hottest tech news we can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. I forgot what day of the week it was, but we're here doing the hot news, and Microsoft is out here trying to make people feel better. So they've announced that they are bringing old Xbox games to PC to encourage their backwards compatibility program.
Okay, I'm listening.
So if you already own this game on digital, you get it free on PC. You don't have to purchase it again, but it's currently only 4 different games that they're bringing. Blinks the Time Sweeper, Fusion Frenzy, Crimson Skies High Road to Revenge, and Conquer Live and Reloaded.
I don't know. I know one franchise. I don't know any of those specific games.
I know Conquer's Bad Fur Day.
That's exactly, that's the franchise I know.
Yeah, that's all I know. But it does require a little bit of a decent horsepower to run a 950, GTX 950 or an RX 550 or some integrated graphics. That's more than I thought it would to
Honestly,
run original Xbox games, but you can get them via Xbox's Play Anywhere program. It's going to have customizable graphics. They're basically porting it to PC where
Which
you
is
get
cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad endeavor for them to get into, and the fact that you get them already if you already have them in your Xbox libraries, good move, I suppose. Good job, Xbox.
Weird to say.
Yeah, well done. But if you are going to be looking to play games on PC, you should check out our new website, UFD Forge, which helps you forge your PC build as well as see, is there anything that you can do to upgrade what you currently got? So we do have a GPU, CPU bottleneck calculator, which you could check out. We also have starter builds to get you started. And thankfully, the $900 seater finally moved on from the ARC B580 I was recommending. 9060 XT you can get for the $900 starter PC. So you can either build a new computer, upgrade what you currently have. We also have a build contest currently going on for the month of July, which gets you entries into the giveaway over that on Twitch that we have. And the winner will get extra bonus entries into the 9800 X3D 5080 PC giveaway we have over on UFD Tech, and the 9800 X3D 9070 XT PC we have going on over on UFD Mix. So you can check all of that out at ufdforge.com. Thank you to everybody who's been providing feedback. We're slowly updating it. The launch has gone well. We're still unprofitable, but we're trying to make it work. So every time you buy something via the affiliate links, you make it last 1 day longer.
It works.
Yeah, and what works is Samsung. They put in the work to launch new products. Bad segue. I'm sorry.
I didn't watch any of the Samsung Unpacked.
That's okay. They got the Z Fold 8 Ultra, Fold 8, and Flip 8. So the general idea is that the Fold 8 Ultra is the original form factor where it's a hot dog folding phone, and then the iPhone, then the Samsung Flip 8 regular is the hamburger folding setup that's going to be the same form factor as the iPhone Ultra. So that's what they announced. But the big thing is that they introduced their new Flex Titanium tech that helps to decrease the crease that's on it.
That's my biggest gripe with foldable phones, really.
Yeah.
The crease is just ever so slightly noticeable.
Yeah, and it's still ever so slightly noticeable, but less so slightly, which does have it looking like people might pick it up. Also, it shows off what the iPhone Ultra is supposed to look like.
I like.
Yes, I had to get it for sponsorship that we've got going on for you'll see that sometime. The Fold 8 Ultras pre-ordered by us, and while I'm saying that here on social media, you're not allowed to talk about bad stuff on social media if you work for Sony, at least when it comes to the disk drive debacle. Former God of War writer Alana Pierce coming out and saying that according to all of her insider sources to people who still work at Sony Studios, this was the harshest ever social media guidelines that they've ever issued when it came to the disc edition thing.
So they knew people would be
They absolutely knew, especially after there was a whole bunch of backlash for other less important things. Like this was going to be a firestorm, and their essential strategy is that they are gonna let it blow over. and they're just going to deal with this never.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, you should have thought about that 10 years ago when you started downloading things digitally. This is your fault, all right? Don't forget that. That's what everybody's saying.
That's what's up.
Yes, and it's your fault that you want to know what you're going to pay for when you get internet, idiot.
What's wrong with you?
Dummy. Yo, you like those broadband little spec sheets that they were having where they told you exactly what the price was going to be, gave you all of the stuff broken down? No, not anymore. The FCC repealing all of that for internet service providers over in the United States because it's just a burden on the ISPs.
Yeah, you can think of the ISPs, guys.
Yeah, what? Nobody thinks of the shareholders ever. It's so ridiculous. So they are now able to just describe the fees, not list how much there actually are.
Oof.
Yes, and so they just get to tell you, hey, we're going to charge you for this, 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 and this, and they don't have to be upfront of what that's going to cost.
It'll cost this much. Maybe.
No, not even that. They just have to say, we're charging you you're a piece of crap fee. Yeah, and they're going to be allowed to do that.
Baked into the price.
Yes. So it just came down to the internet service providers arguing that, our systems have to account for geographic variability and ensure that they're properly queuing the label to the proper location. It's called a database, and you did it just fine. Like, this is a solved problem, man. Yeah, you had to overhaul your systems initially, but whatever. You know what? I'm not thinking of the shareholders. Excuse me.
Sorry. Yeah. No. I was getting mad for a second. I stopped thinking about the shareholders.
Yes. Now, everybody think about the shareholders for a second. Come calm again. This is good for them. Reese, it's good for you.
Yo, welcome back to UFD Deals. Bring the hottest tech deals out on the internet, and here's your first deal. For the ballers, we have the Philips G3 wired over-ear gaming headset going for $14.99, making it $25 off. But if wires are no-go, you can pick up the SteelSeries Arctis Nova 3P wireless gaming headset for $54.99, making it half off. And then lastly, we have this bundle with the Ryzen 7 7700 X3D, a Gigabyte B650E Eagle motherboard, and 16 gigs of G.Skill Riptul's M5 Neo going for $518.99 with included promo code, making it $209.99 off the total price. And hey, with that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, I hand you back to Brett and I for the rest of your hot news. Cheers.
Thanks, Reese. Turns out people think that Google's giving them a bum deal, so they might block them altogether. And that includes major sites such as Reddit.
Whoa.
And others. USA Today, Reuters, Politico, The Economist, and People Inc. are reconsidering how much traffic they want from Google because Google is just bastardizing the entire internet with their AI overviews. And in case you're like, but I use the AI overviews, it comes with the classic Ouroboros problem, which is the AI overview is sourcing from content that is funded by people going to the website. And if you stop getting people going to the website, you stop funding the creation of the content that is used in the AI overview. And so companies like Reddit are essentially saying that they are going to block Google's crawler if this continues to happen because of the fundamental problem that's happening. It's a self-perpetuating problem, and they're big enough where they have the audience to just kind of say, we don't need Google's AI overview for the less than 1% of referrals it gives. The AI overview is terrible for driving traffic.
Cannibalizing the internet as we know it.
It's like self-cannibalization, right? Like it's what is that called? Well, actually, so in Project Hail Mary, spoilers, in the book.
I know the book ending, yeah.
Yeah, the book ending, the dude eats himself.
It's his cells.
Yeah, it's himself meat. Yeah, which in that context, it was framed as a good thing. In this context, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But also, let's talk about weirdly contexted things. Google announcing their latest earnings report. They made $120 billion, baby! Record! Woo! Shareholders!
They're
Let's
so happy.
Go! But that comes with, despite the fact that they are making profit, there's like weird money things going on. So there was the report that came out recently from Nikkei that showed how these companies are hiding their debt through special purpose vehicles of financing, where essentially when they collaborate with another company to build a data center, it's so that that other company can take the debt.
And then the other company, it's mad.
And it is not on their books.
Yeah.
And so between, I think it was Meta, Alphabet, Oracle, OpenAI maybe? I can't remember past those three. $1.65 trillion of hidden debt.
That's a lot.
That's not on the books properly. And that is exactly what Enron got busted for.
Ooh.
Yeah. So big problems there. But also in this earnings report, Google, they're burning through cash for the first time in ages. They had a negative cash flow of $6 billion.
Been sitting for so long with a lot of cash.
Yeah, it's running out, and they expect to spend $205 billion on data centers this year. But again, none of this, at least according to the reports and investigations that are coming out, are being properly reflected. Good. Shareholders don't have to know.
Yeah.
If they don't know, it's awesome.
Keep them happy.
Yeah, keep the shareholders happy, which Dbrand doesn't have. Maybe they should. Maybe they should go public, but they're keeping themselves happy because they're selling Steam Machine skins now after the Companion Cube debacle. They're allowed to sell skins.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was the IP they were stealing from Portal that was the problem. But there's a whole bunch of cool ones. I really like some of them, like the package one.
like the box,
it's kind of neat. This terminal one's also kind of cool. The dice, that's also dope.
The terminal one with that e-ink display mod
Oh,
would go so hard.
Oh, actually, yes. Oh, that's so cool. That's a good idea. You could have that one for free, Dbrand. We know you don't watch this show at all. But while you might want something a little bit more powerful than the Steam Machine, maybe something that has a gigantic 128 gigs of RAM, Strix Halo type setup, Framework showing off that they are working on the AI Max Plus Pro 495 Framework desktop. I hate those names from AMD. 192 gigs of RAM in this.
That's a lot.
That's essentially the biggest difference between the 395 and the 495 is the 395 is 128, and then the 495 can increase that. So Framework just showing that they have a configuration that they're testing that can do a whole bunch of stuff, and you can use them in parallel to have 384 gigabytes of RAM, which that's where all of it's going. You can't get it. But while Framework's announcing, hey, we have this cool, awesome thing coming, they also had to announce that everybody who's expecting the cool, awesome thing of the Framework Laptop 13 Pro or whatever the heck the official name is, you gotta pay a lot. And by a lot, I mean nearly double for the RAM. So they announced that the LP Cam 2 modules that they were using for the Laptop 13 Pro is insanely more expensive.
Cool.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So they're going to do their best to try to limit the amount of impact it has. So for all of the pre-orders that are within the current stock they have, they'll keep it at the current price. But they said that if they were to keep all pre-orders at the price that they said, they might not be a company anymore.
Yeah, I was about to say, I love Framework. I don't think they're a big enough company to absorb it.
No, not at all. So the 16 gigabyte modules are staying exactly where they are, but the 32 and 64 gig modules are going up on a batch 5 plus of the laptops and batch 8 plus of the main board. So if you are in the first little bit of pre-orders, you're going to be totally okay. If you're not, the new pricing puts a 32 gig module at $800 when it was $439 previously, and the 64 gig module is 1,600 bones.
That's a lot of bones.
Which is up from $849. So the 16 gigabytes are still going to cost $239. But it is getting brutal out there. So the Ryzen AI 300 series doesn't use LP cam, so that's not going to be affected. But it's the Panther-like setups, the good ones. So this is bad. This hurts. Framework says that they weren't expecting it. Their supplier increased it well beyond what they thought that the increase was. They expected an increase, just
not to this degree.
Yes, and so if you were expecting an affordable Framework Laptop 13 Pro and you pre-ordered it, but you're in batch 5 of the laptops, save up a little bit more money, baby, because
it's coming.
They're gonna take your wallet by knife. Not Framework, but Ramco. Let us know what you think of all of that down below in the comments, or over on our WhatsApp line, +27 068 921 4591. Over on YouTube, we got Ake saying, shortage so bad, Samsung can't even provide RAM and NAND for their own mobile devices division. Incredible. This wasn't a known thing when it came out that Apple was doing deals all over it. It was revealed that Samsung's mobile division gets no sweetheart deals from their RAM division because they can sell it for more elsewhere. And so, there's no incest between the companies. No love. It's like a normal sibling relationship.
Yeah,
not,
as it should be.
Yeah, not the kind that your gooner brains have been tainted to know. Some canine saying, I knew they were going to do payment methods to deal with these hardware prices. I should have suspected that Apple would have been the first. There's also reports that Sony and Microsoft are considering it for the next gen consoles.
I mean, with how they're expected to be, who's going to buy them otherwise?
A lot more rich people.
Probably.
We're basically, never mind, capitalism. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to talk about all the things. Then we got Jason saying, I don't understand how on the one hand you can be so suspicious of Apple, yet on the other not be fearful of the potential dangers of AI. You could claim human nature, I suppose, but that's exactly what trains the LLMs. Here, I'm gonna lay out my cards on the table here. I have done extensive investigations into what LLMs are and what they are not, and what AI actually is, and none of it's AI. None of it's actually intelligent, and that's the thing. Like, Am I potentially suspicious of if we come around to a different way of training AI that isn't based on transformer models? Yeah, but we're not there. Transformer models have fundamental limitations, right? And unless there's advances that are happening that aren't being disclosed, I don't trust when a company whose whole thing is they're trying to go public says something that would drive their value up, especially when their competitor did the exact same thing. OpenAI is trying to get in like cahoots with the money that's going to Anthropic. Anthropic's been booming lately because of Mythos and Fable and the fact that
it's so strong. We have to hold it back.
Yeah, no, that's not. LLMs aren't, yes, maybe it did break out of containment, but then that means that there was a testing error, not that the LLM became sentient, It was
trying to get to its goal that it was.
Yes, and then they didn't put proper boundaries in place. So that, like, it's still just a tool that was misused, not Reese learning how to grow deals on his own tree. Very different, like, that's very different, all right? And while I understand that these tools can be used in nefarious ways, that's different than what they're trying to get people to think. They're trying to get you to think that the AI had some sneakiness to it. It was being a bad, naughty boy. It knew it was being bad. And sure, they have reasoning models and they can explain what they're thinking. But again, that is just appearances. It's still just matrix math at the end of the day. That's all it is. That's all you are. You're just matrix. You're just tensor cores, buddy.